From News 3 Now, this is breaking news.
Good afternoon, Mark Kane along with Susan Simon. We are following breaking news this afternoon. President Joe Biden is in Madison. Air Force One landed in Dane County within the last half hour.
So if you're planning to travel anywhere across the Madison area today, expect delays. This is the president's first stop after his State of the Union address. According to the White House press schedule, he will be speaking at the Liuna Training Center in DeForest this afternoon. President Biden is expected to promote his economic plan and how it is creating more jobs for the American people. That's quite a sight.
It really is. Air Force One.
To see Air Force One at Truax Field. If you are near the area of President Biden's event in DeForest, expect roads to be closed for much of the day. Highway 19 near Liuna Way in DeForest will be closed for several hours as the president's motorcade moves through the area. If you get a chance to see it, it's quite a sight.
It is. It's exciting.
To see a presidential motorcade. His appearance at the Liuna Training Center will be this afternoon. The Dane County Sheriff's Office recommends anyone who normally travels along 19 to find a different route and be patient if you come across unexpected travel restrictions.
And we will have live team coverage of President Biden's time in Dane County throughout the day.
Our Tahalil Moeddin is at the Dane County Regional Airport, and our political reporter Will Keneally and anchor Eric Franke are live in DeForest this noon. But let's begin with Talil at the airport.
The president left the Truax campus just about 15 minutes ago. His motorcade, as you said, is headed over to DeForest. Now, he spent about 15 minutes on the tarmac, first being greeted by Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers and Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway. They exchanged a few words, shared some smiles, took a few pictures, and then the president headed over to a group of supporters made up of military, a few families, some kiddos, just saying hello. A lot of excitement there, grabbing some pictures, waves. Now, we're told by the White House that the president on his flight from Maryland here to the Madison area was joined by Congressman Mark Pocan for the duration of the flight before he landed here. As I said, once he got here, he was greeted by the governor. A lot of excitement. Stay tuned with us. We're headed to DeForest for that live team coverage to see a little bit more about how he's received in that community. So stay with us.
All right, Talil, thank you. This is a live shot from DeForest now. Is this the presidential motorcade? It's making its way through DeForest.
Should be arriving momentarily, and you won't be able to miss it.
No,
it is really quite a spectacular sight if you've never seen one before.
So avoid that area, of course. Roads will be closed for the remainder of the president's visit. Eric Franke joining us live now from, there's the motorcade. This is along Highway 19 and River Road. The training center is on a frontage road right along Highway 19. You can see ambulances and all the blacked out limos.
President Biden certainly picked a beautiful day to visit Madison. It's sunny and in the 40s right now. And of course, we've got a winter storm coming tonight. So the timing is perfect for his visit here. He's expected to go to the Liuna Training Center. We'll join Eric Franke there momentarily. We're hoping to get a little bit of a glimpse of the motorcade as it approaches DeForest.
Yeah. All right, let's go now to the training center. Eric Franke, what's going on there, Eric?
Well, Mark, obviously it's a lot of activity going in here as the president approaches the Laborers International Union of North America Training Center here on 19 in DeForest, as you mentioned. This is a facility where they do a lot of apprenticeship programs for the construction trades, and that's something certainly that's going to be a key component of the president's economic message, which he wants to tout on the heels of last night's State of the Union address. Of course, Wisconsin, a key battleground state. We're going to bring in Will Keneally momentarily to talk a little bit more about that, but the historical context, as I added up the numbers, this is the 16th visit by a United States president to the Madison area, either a future president or a past president. That includes John F. Kennedy's visit to the field house in 1960 as well. It has been almost 11 years. It would have been 10 years ago in November since President Obama came here on the eve of his 2012 re-election campaign. So it is a rare moment, starting with Ulysses S. Grant during his term between 1869 and 1876. We understand Grover Cleveland actually would come to Madison and fish on Lake Mendota. There will be no fishing today by President Biden, at least not on the lakes. We bring in Will Keneally to talk more about the president's economic message, which he starts in Battleground, Wisconsin. Will.
Exactly. So if this were the president's re-election bid, if he were going to run for president next year, this would be the place to do it. Right after the State of the Union, he's touting his economic message. So part of that message will include essentially touting up the economic efforts that he made in the past 2 years as kind of making his case for why people should re-elect him. Especially now, too, here in Wisconsin, we have that April Supreme Court race, hoping to essentially gin up Democratic support, gin up Democratic energy for that April election. Likely we're seeing here. The other thing, the specific message that we'll see here is jobs in the economy. So we'll see him talk, of course, to this union facility here, likely continue that economic message, the economic good decisions, as he called it last night in the State of the Union, that he's brought this past 2 years, that he would hope to carry on the next 2 years, and then for his re-election bid here.
Will Keneally, thank you. We'll, of course, be recapping this throughout the day. Always exciting to have a presidential visit here in Madison. That speech will be a little after 1 o'clock, give or take a few. There's always a snag or two in the schedule. The president expected to return to Base Andrews, Joint Base Andrews, about 5 o'clock. These visits are always very quick. We will bring this to you live and have more coverage throughout the day. We'll have that message from the president, his remarks, in roughly an hour or so. Mark, Susan.
All right, Eric, Will, thank you all. Stay with News 3 Now and Channel3000.com for full coverage of President Biden's visit to the Madison area. As Eric mentioned this afternoon, we will have a live special report of the president's speech on News 3 on the air. Also Channel3000.com and the free Channel 3000 Plus streaming app. News 3 Now will also have a full recap of the visit from reaction of both sides of the aisle on News 3 Now live at 4 and News 3 Now at 5 and 6.